Hi everyone, Maureen Sky, Crafty Sky Lady coming at you. How y'all doing? I'm good. I'm in my car and I'm getting ready to, this is the day, the last minute picking up all those last minute things you need for Christmas giving and gift giving, whatever, making cookies. I got to go to the local grocery store and pick up, spices and things I need for baking cookies. And this is just stuff I want to do. It's not like I have to do. I do have to pick up some gift cards. And so we'll be doing some running around, but I thought we'd do it together while we talk up a storm about, I don't know, whatever's going on. So, you know me, I always think of something. So I thought I'd bring you with me, okay? I hope you don't mind. First off, I need gas. I have my shopping bags, and I have a little bit of some green tea with me, and my pretty little Christmas plaid, what do they call it? Corcusel container from my daughter from last Christmas. Definitely, and the car sounds horrible because if we back up a week or two, we came out one morning, I had a lot to do, eBay and all that, delivery to the post office, and my husband needed to get up to the store, and sure enough, we didn't go anywhere because the battery was completely dead. And with that, we learned, and the car had been making funny noises anyway and acting terrible. And so he got us a new battery, the guy right across the street, thank God they're there. And all of that got us going. However, the end result is, you need a new leveling suspension system. And it's going to be close to $1,000, if not more than $1,000. Either or how we decide. There's two options, one a cheaper one and one a little more expensive. So right after the holidays, we gotta think about that one. It's constant, folks. Lately it's been constant. Shelling out money and fuel. The fuel is outrageous, and of course we run it hot because Eddie's always cold because there's no fat on him. I'm trying to fatten him up, but he's really not eating much these days, I notice. Like if I make us sandwiches for supper, I make half a sandwich for Eddie because he won't eat it. You're wasting your time. So, and then it sits in the fridge and I throw it away anyway, so you might as well just do it, make a half one to begin with. If he's real hungry and wants you to make another half, you're better off doing it that way than anyway. So there's that, and it's just constant. And I got a few things now. I did send a box to my daughter, my granddaughter, mostly for my granddaughter, and then also for his daughter, Michelle. So I got that out. I got that out in a timely manner, and they've gotten them. So that's good. Now there's a little more that just came that I gotta send my daughter, but if she doesn't get it quite for Christmas, it'll be okay. She'll have it for the new year at least. So anyway, yeah. So right now I'm off to get gas because I'm very low. Get a little bit of gas, and my gas thing is on that side. So we will come around here and going this way. Let's see if I can get $20. I think I got cash. Let me see. Or I can use my debit card, one or the other. Hold on, people, I gotta get my window down. Hi, I'm gonna be using.
They're sometimes super slow.
Oh, that's all right. I just didn't want to pull away. Thank you.
Do you need a receipt after? It's
That would be good, probably. Yep. I'll have to make it up to him. Here's one for you. Let's talk about that for a minute. Do you tip the gas man? Let's have that conversation for a minute. Let me get out of here. Okay. Do you tip the gas man? Question mark. I never did. For years, my parents never did. And yet, ever since my daughter came to live with us and I hung around with her for the last 9 months, oh, we tip the gas man. And I'm like, you don't tip the gas man. Do you tip the gas man? There's a question for you. I want to know. Comment, people. I want to know about that one. I grew up where you didn't tip the gas man. It was kind of, you know, all part of getting your gas and, you know, I don't know. That's a hard one. Now I do because my daughter made me feel so guilty about it. But for years, I mean, it was just very normal to go get gas and not tip the gas man. Okay, well, there's that one. We'll have a lot of other conversations too, but there's one for you. Do we or don't we tip the gas man? Okay. I'll wait on those comments. Guys, the car don't sound too bad just yet. Getting dark already. Eddie and I, this is really weird for us. I don't know what's going on, but I sleep late because I stay up late. So for me to get up around 10:30, 11, that's normal for me, okay? But you'll find me up at 2:30, 3 a.m. I don't go into bed till like 3 a.m. Well, lately, I mean, he goes to bed early, so he's still going to bed at his usual time. If anything, it's a little earlier. But generally, Eddie would be up by 7 a.m. downstairs making the coffee, you know, doing his thing. And lately, he's been staying in the bed with me, and we've been sleeping. And today, you're not going to believe it, we did not get out of bed till 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, people. But you know what? It felt good. Like, I don't even have... I'm so behind, I guess. And yeah, I did that conversation of, well, am I behind or what? What makes me behind? Who says I'm ahead or behind of the holiday season? There's another one for you. It's just more a feeling of overwhelming stuff to do, and I do get a little lazy, you know. If the house is cozy and warm, it's almost too warm, so it makes you like dopey a little bit, or just wanting to curl up and, you know, with a hot chocolate or a good cup of coffee or tea and do nothing, get on YouTube or something and chill and watch a good movie, or, you know. And I'm a big one. I'm forever streaming and looking and searching for another video to watch. And I've gotten bad with all that the last couple of years, where I used to get a lot more done. Now I find myself sitting more. And of course, with Eddie being 91, that's all he does, and he wants me to be with him. So anyway, our whole routine is so off. But again, let it go. We're retired. You can kind of do what you want, right? So I'm holding true to that whole idea, that whole perspective. Whatever. So anyway, there's a lot of that going on. So now I've gotten my gas, and yes, I have little messages telling me my leveling and suspension system needs service. I know that. So anyway, I'm heading to a restaurant. No, I'm not. I'm going to do that on my way back. All right, we're just gonna go to Stop and Shop. I think I can get a lot done right there. And I have a bunch of stuff to do for his lottery right there, because they sell lottery. So we're going there, and they have gift cards. So I think I can get a lot of what I want to do done there. Then I will scoot over to that restaurant, get us something for supper to go, and buy a gift card. That's what. So, getting all this. Anywho, so, you know, my heart has been so heavy, and as I'm sure yours is, for what's going on in this country, in the world. Wow. Wow. That's all I can say. Wow. Are you kidding me, folks? The whole Rob Reiner thing and his wife and his family, devastating. I mean, my heart is so heavy just from that. Devastating. I can't even imagine what his family is going through, his other kids, and but yet, let's look at the big picture. Obviously, these people lived a big, kind of hidden horror. I mean, they lived with this kid who's got this mental illness, and it is mental illness, and it's sad. And that dominated and manipulated their lives. These people, famous people with, enough money to live happily and comfortably, and I'm sure they tried, because he was always smiling for the most part, and I loved him. And I didn't know about his wife or who she was in that, but they look like the best couple, and God be with them. May they rest in peace. And their son, is mentally ill. And let's talk about that for a moment. Mental illness in this country alone, and across the world, obviously, is a huge, huge thing today. Like, I'm going to the grocery store, and you don't know who's, brushing your shoulder in the grocery store, and what their thoughts are going through their head, and where they've been, and what their intentions are. And it's scary. It's so scary. And if we go way back to, I don't know when it was. I talked about this in another one, but the whole Proposition 2.5, and they stopped a lot of these institutions from running, and much needed facilities. And money is more of a money budget thing, I guess, maybe, where you started getting these agencies where they would hire these people who, a lot of big potheads, because they would go in the 3:11 shift or the 11 to 7 shift, and they started having homes pop up all over. And I know this because I know people who worked in that capacity, and they couldn't wait to get the patients tucked in nicely with their meds and all cleaned up for bed, because then they just sat and smoked pot the rest of the night until their shift was over, and they slept even though they weren't supposed to. That's what they did, and 2/3 of them were all, anyway, we won't go there, but you know what I'm saying. So anyway, we just, lost sight of the real good care. I think that a lot of these got taken away from us with that whole thing, Proposition 2.5 laws, and it's all down to the almighty dollar, really. facilities are much needed, hospitals and state, whatever you want to call them, facilities. And so there was less and less, so they had these pop-up homes run by these agencies, and I don't know, I just feel bad for anybody. Thank God my family wasn't necessarily or isn't as affected that way in those regards. Although every family, we have our stuff, don't get me wrong, but I can't imagine. I'm gonna hurry up and go here because it's green light. There's a lot of cars. So I can't imagine just living with somebody who's so mentally ill that, and the whole use of substance abuse plays into that, and boy, that's a scary thing, scary combination, and having to deal with that on the daily, and your whole lives are turned inside out because you've got that added worry, constant worry of whether they're gonna hurt themselves or somebody else. Wow, just wow, it's crazy. And what do we do about that? Was there as much of it 200 years ago, 100, and we didn't realize it? I don't know. I don't think so. And, but it does also sound to me like, and what do I know? I don't know anything. I'm just making my own observation, I guess. But it does seem like, coming from a very wealthy, famous family, that this kid didn't know how to wear their fame. Doesn't know how to wear their fame. And then one could say easily that I'm here at Stop and Shop. I gotta find the parking space. One could easily say that one could easily say that, looking at his lifestyle growing up, obviously, as parents, and I'm guilty of it too, and my daughter, and granddaughter, we have spoiled them because we want them to have, our kids, we want them to have a much better life than we had. And so we go out of our way to make it easier for them. And yet, in the long run, big scheme of things, are we really doing them any favors? Probably not. And it looks to be that that's kind of the case too, that let's face it, they had the money to give this kid the best of everything, all the kids. And being a young kid and not knowing how to wear and live with the fame. And his grandfather's a famous person, his father's a famous person, his mother was a well-known photographer in that. And so and all that whole Hollywood and living out there and surrounded by the A-listers, the fame. It does take a certain mindset let's say, or you get used to it, but maybe you don't. But it does take a certain mindset to be comfortable in that setting, and it looks like maybe he never was and never will be. And so there's some of that going on. Being a middle child, Dr. Phil, in his shows always said that, we learn early on, where we fall in the family dynamic, the family line, the way, I'm the youngest of four, but overall, like I say, my mom had 7 babies, but the 4 that I lived with, same mother, same father. Oh, this man's having a hard time. Oh, see if I can help him. He obviously locked his car. Oh. Oh, thank God. Oh, he's trying to lock it. Okay, because he's got the door open, so he'll figure it out, I guess. Huh. But, this is, again, just my observation and me making a video and having something to talk about. And it's unfortunate that that's some of my topic, but it's been ever present and weighing heavy on my heart and my mind. So why not talk a little bit about it, But I just feel so bad. Meathead was a big part, and I loved Archie Bunker and all of the family. I loved that whole show. And Misery, I have watched that I don't know how many times over, and I think I'll watch it again. But there's a couple of his movies I have yet to watch, so that will be a treat to watch some of those. But I tell you, it's just so sad, so sad. And I can't even imagine what his dearest friend, like Billy Crystal, is going through, and his wife and his family. They were so close, and such a tragic loss. Just can't even fathom what they're all going through. And his poor daughter who had to walk in on that. And the other daughter who is not his, his own flesh and blood, but she's loved and adored and cared for just as much as the others. He adored her, and you can see that. And what she's going through, feeling guilty too about some things and what they're all feeling. Yeah. The kid, Nick, seems very defiant, like really wanting to put on a big show about, well, if I can't have it one way, I'm going to have it another, and you're going to know who I am, kind of. I can't help but think that and he appears to me to be very privileged, yeah, very, and kind of wears that demeanor as he navigates through his life, his day. You can see it in him. And yeah, those crazed eyes. I can't even imagine living that on the daily of his parents and the fear and, wow, having to bring him at 32 years old with them to a Christmas party where there's other A-listers and him, the behavior, and wow, yeah. That's why, look at your lives, and if you've got goodness in it and blessings, hang on to that. Hang on to that. Those are blessings, and not to be taken for granted, because look what other people have to deal with, and we have no clue. Only a few knew who were real close to him knew the real day-to-day horror and stress that they were going through. That is the ultimate stress. When you got to worry like that, that is the ultimate stress, really. Yeah. Wow. Anyway, folks, I'm here, and yeah, I'm gonna go in and get all my stuff, and I gotta get Eddie's lottery stuff, so I'll do that first before the place, that part of it, closes. And when I come out, it's gonna be dark, and then I got a couple other things to do, so you know, I may do another video from now just before Christmas, because I want to walk around my house if I get it all done and show you some pretty things and my cookies. So let's hope I can get that done. If not, this is it, and I'll say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of you. I love you all. Let's grow this channel in the new year, okay? And I can't do it alone, though. I do need your help. So share, like, hit that subscribe button, and let's do this crazy thing so that the algorithm knows exactly who we all are, right? Anywho, like I said, I love you. And until we meet again, I certainly hope the universe provides in a very good and positive way, right? Bye for now. See ya.